What's up, everybody? So I know some of you guys had asked how I'm going to be able to control my transit motor from my seat. Now, I did have something that I was using. I was using two ropes, one that I connected to up here and one that I connected to the handle here, and I was controlling both from the seat. Now, I decided to come up with a different option, and it looks like it's going to be much easier. I'm adding some pulleys to the system so that I can take it, I could get some mechanical advantage. It was working the way I was doing it. I was using, those little like come along sort of straps that you use to tie down a kayak or a kayak or a canoe to the front of your car or whatever. Usually come with some S hooks. It's got like a locking clasp on it. So I was using those from my seat, and it was great because they locked into place. However, I was decided that I didn't really need to have this to be adjustable, although there's different spots on here. I mean, yeah, it would be nice, if I go into a little bit shallower water to bring it, say to this notch. But over the past year, I've realized that I very, 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 very rarely do that. And if I do decide to do that, it's probably somewhere that I would want to use my paddle anyways. So in which I would just crank it right up and go full tilt, close it, shut it down, and then just paddle in. So anyways, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I did, some of the little items that I bought, and we'll go from there. So first things first, I bought these Benmore wire rope clips. They're 1/4 inch size. What they allowed me to do is to put them on here. All right, I'm gonna knot it right here. These will be able to be cinched down with the nuts. And from there, that will give me a little bit of an anchor point. And what this is gonna allow me to do is, instead of having two ropes, I'm gonna be able to have one rope. And essentially, as soon as I pull on this, it's gonna engage the latching mechanism. All right, so I'll pull on this from my seat. It's gonna engage the latching mechanism. And then the latching mechanism, once it hits to the pulley, the tension gets on the pulley will then be allowed to pull this. So the nice thing is, until this rope that's attached to the latch gets taut, it won't put any pressure on here. So this is the best part about using the pulley system. So from there, I'm going to run it through my pulley up here, which I connected with just a simple U-bolt, a stainless steel U-bolt. Yeah, I scratched up the paint a little bit while I was installing it. The U-bolt size that you could use, let's see, I believe, this is what I used, was 1.125" by 2.5 inches. It's probably a little bit small. So what I essentially did was I had to spread the prongs a little bit to open it up, just to get it around there and to leave enough space to attach this little pulley. This is just a simple Benmore pulley. It is a 1.5 inch size. Okay, and it swivels, so this moves around. Not that it will need to. It will probably just stay in the one position for the most part. And then what I did was, once I got the U-bolt around the bar, I just, with pliers, I squeezed these in a little bit so that I could get it through the plate, to fit through there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, it's all stainless, which is great. And then from there, I will take this rope and I'll show you the next step once I get it done. So stay tuned. All right, so what I've got here is I've used the Scotty sort of anchor mount. Now, you don't necessarily have to use that. You could easily get one of these or something like it, attach it to your track. Like, I've got a beaner there, for example. So let's see if I can set the camera up there. So like, what you could do is take this, something like that, and put the rope through here, and use this. This is one of those locking clasps. Can't remember the proper term for it, sorry. But essentially, yeah, your rope would come through, like so, pull through there, and then you could just pull on this, lock it into place, right? That'd be an option. It's a cheap option. It's like $10 at my local hardware store. Yeah, so that would work. Or, like I said, you can do what I did here. I'm gonna give this a try. I haven't used it on the water yet, but it works. Like, there's no doubt that it's gonna work. Sorry, let me just take the rope out of this. All right, so you'll see just there's some pretty good ease here. It goes up, right? And essentially what you would do is, to lock it into place, is, you know, this would just drop down, and like that thing's solid. It ain't going anywhere. All right, okay. Motor's up, okay. You know, right here, I might pop an eyelet right there on the seat, like right on that corner. I think that'd be something pretty simple. I was even thinking about putting a pulley there. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not too sure. But I mean, the pulley there won't give you much mechanical advantage, but just an eyelet, even just to guide it, would work. This way, I mean, it's not rubbing up against anything. It's not really rubbing up against much right now because it's barely making contact with the seat. So now if I want to loosen it up, it's just simple. Again, I can twist this if I wanted to turn it, redirect it or whatever, but I just pull that, you know, and I'm doing all that with one hand, nice and easy, right? In order for the thing to lock, you just kind of let it drop into place, and you see it locked there. Once the tension on that first rope loosens, it locks back into place. So again, even if you did want to raise it up while you're riding, just because you're in some shallow, you could do that, lift it up sort of partially, right? Lock it into place here. And I mean, that's gonna work. Your motor ain't going anywhere. Let me just bring you around. So essentially, pardon the mess, I got a lot of things here. But I've raised it, I've put it on a slight angle. Remember, because this tension is here, this locking mechanism's not, you're essentially disabling it, which is a good thing, because if you hit a rock or something, it's gonna move, right? It's gonna move on you, which is awesome. So because I moved it by hand here, it locked, but it won't naturally lock when you're using the pulley system. All right, so you hit a rock, right? Boom! You know, it's gonna move on you, which is awesome. All right. So anyway, just something to consider. But again, got those there, those rope ties, or what do they call them again? The wire rope clips is what they call them. Runs up to the single pulley, which again, I'm gonna make this a little tighter obviously, but because it doesn't take much force to pull from the seat, you know, it doesn't need to be overly tight. Okay, again, I'm probably gonna pop a eyelet right there on the corner, just like a circle coming off of here. Sorry, circle coming off of there, the bolt through, and then this way it just runs through it as a guide, and that's pretty much it. I think that keeps it pretty simple. The main thing, like I said, is this one pulley. It's amazing how much mechanical advantage you gain from putting that on. So but yeah, I hope that this helps you out and gives you an idea of how you can mount it. So again, everyone, thanks again for watching. I'll put some links in the description. These are all Canadian products, but I mean, you can obviously, well, they're not Canadian products, but I got them from Canadian Tire. But you can get them at Depot, Lowe's, any of your hardware stores. All right, you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Thanks for watching.